Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of the Women Petpreneurs podcast with your host, Muriel Quendel. So my guest today is Victoria Thomas. Hi, Victoria.
Hi.
I appreciate you taking time out of your day to do this.
No, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
So I'd like to start off with, how did you get involved in the pet industry?
So I have been working in the pet industry since I was about 13. My first job was actually at a local vet where I'm from in Iowa. And after that, I kind of just went to Petco and PetSmart. And I actually originally wanted to be a dog trainer. I grew up with 3 or 4 dogs, and I was always just on the floor playing with them, training them. But when I went to Petco and PetSmart, they didn't have any dog training positions available. And so they said, well, why don't we just put you in the grooming salon? You can kind of hang out in there, become a bather possibly. And so that's what I did. I started the bathing program at PetSmart, and then I actually moved to Florida, and that's where I picked up with Petco. And that's where I learned to groom dogs. I went through their training program.
Just out of curiosity, who was your trainer at Petco?
I used Crystal Endline, and we were in Southwest Florida, and I bounced back and forth between 2 stores training for about 6 months.
Okay, because I got my training from Petco too.
Did you? Okay.
Yes, and so the head trainer was Tori Thomas, but then she moved to Florida.
Okay. I have heard the name before. I think she was probably a couple steps above my trainer. But yeah, I was really happy with my training through them. I got pretty much as much time as I needed, and a lot of it was really one-on-one. And what I loved was they would leave me alone with the dogs, which is how I work a little bit better. She would teach me something, kind of show me on the dog, and then she would leave and kind of leave me to my own devices. And that taught me a lot.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's how I got my start too. And, I was grateful. You know what?
Yeah.
I still see Terry from time to time at trade shows.
Okay. Yeah.
And, I've made some awesome friends from my days at Petco.
Oh yeah. Almost everybody I worked with at Petco, like one of my best friends, we went through the training program together. Kinsey Morgan, she's a mobile groomer in Southwest Florida now. And she's one of the best friends I've ever had just because of Petco. So I love that. I love how many connections you could make. And even just moving around between salons, like you meet so many new people. So I'm definitely grateful for my Petco days.
Yeah, I mean, it had literally been my intention to go no further than working for them.
Really? Yeah. Yeah, I really didn't either. I didn't really know that there was anything else. And the way that I grew up on a really tiny farm outside a tiny little town. I didn't even know that dog grooming was a thing. We had a couple of dogs that, once a year we would take them outside and we would shave them down. And it would take us like 3 days, 3 of us clipping these dogs down. Like I didn't really realize that dog grooming was even a job. So when I found it, I was like, this is what I do at home. Like as a kid anyways, I'm like taking care of the dogs and washing them. So I really fell in love with it.
Yeah, no, I was the same way too. I had no idea that dog grooming was a
right
choice. And until I literally answered the help wanted sign.
See, why is that? Like, why is that not a known job?
I don't know. I wish I knew. I mean, it's not like I didn't know the grooming shop was there. I mean,
right.
Once a week for dog food and stuff.
Right.
So, I mean, I was there, the grooming shop was there, but I never made that connection.
Well, it just goes to show that there needs to be more education for the grooming community, really, just to even find people, because I always hear people who are looking to hire saying like, the hardest thing is finding dog groomers. It's finding the people that can do the work and want to do the work. So we need to get the word out there.
I know this industry is thoroughly lacking in the amount of schools that it has. And I think part of the problem is it is not brought to us like on a high school level.
Yeah, I agree with that. And, when I was in high school, the only thing that was pushed was college. And I'm not a college person. I wasn't, super successful in school. I just kind of got by. And if somebody had just shown me that there were trades that involved dogs, I'm sure I would have said, absolutely, that's what I want to do. But, they don't push that kind of thing at all.
No, so in New York, that's where I grew up, they do have trade high schools.
Right. I've heard that.
They're called BOCES, and they had this. Okay, now let's go back to the 70s.
Hey, I'm fine. I'm in. Take me.
Right? So there were mechanics, plumbers, electricians, cooking, like chefs, and hairdressing. And
Okay.
those were basically the 5 options that you had at that time. Okay. So nothing about animals whatsoever.
Right.
Now recently, because I did some pet first aid classes at one of the BOCES high schools about 5 years ago before I moved out here, and they were introducing animal sciences. Now, it wasn't grooming.
Right.
It ran the whole spectrum of working with animals.
Okay. Yeah.
Vet techs, vets,
Right.
walking dog training, and a little bit on grooming. But that was the first time that I saw that introduced on a high school level.
Was it? Yeah. Well, I think that's great. And I mean, I think if people knew that it's a whole career, there's whole trade shows around it. I don't think that people know that at all. I think a lot more people would be interested if they saw what you could do with it.
Oh, I agree. They should be offered at community colleges, if not at high school level,
Yeah.
which that's few and far between.
Right.
I mean, off the top of my head, I literally know of like 2 community colleges that offer in the United States
Yeah.
that offer grooming.
Yeah. Well, I know even when I was at Petco, we would talk about doing the schools every once in a while. And there were only a couple of schools even across the country specific to grooming.
Yep.
So I'm like, how do you even do that? Like, you're gonna move to go to that college? Like, it would be nice if there were more areas that you could go to learn. But that's one reason I love the trade shows, and I love seeing how many groomers are traveling and taking it upon themselves to put together their own classes. And they just say, you know what, I'm going on the road. And then, they sell like just little small classrooms out. And I think that's great. That's a really great one-on-one, hands-on way to learn.
Yes, and that's a little bit of my soapbox. Okay. So yeah, you know what? I'm not going to be teaching forever. At some point, I'm going to say, what? Awesome.
You're on your own.
You guys are now on your own. Yeah. But I like to make sure that the next generation of educators are ready and raring to go.
Yeah. Well, and that one thing that I've always heard in the grooming industry is the worst thing is for a groomer to work for somebody who's not a groomer, somebody that has just taken the business upon themselves, doesn't know anything about dogs or about grooming. So, it would be fine if there were salon owners like that, but they should follow up with education. And it would be nice for them to get involved too and really trickle down to their groomers.
Exactly. It's knowing what it is that your employees do for you.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
back when I worked corporate, we initially had an awesome store manager, meaning he walks into the grooming room one day and says, you know what? I don't know anything about grooming. Whatever your decisions are going to be fine by me.
Yep.
Okay. That was great. Okay. Then he leaves, and then we get the assistant store manager who was annoyed that I made more money than he did.
Oh no.
Okay. And so then he took it upon himself to try to micromanage me.
Oh no. And that's always how it goes. That's always what I hear.
So it went from being a great place to a place that became a job.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's unfortunate because this is working with dogs, grooming dogs. It can't be a job to you. It needs to be a passion. It needs to be, you have to care about those dogs because they're not a product. They are somebody's best friend and you are caring for them.
So it's a career. and
Yeah.
you can go as far as you want.
Oh yeah.
Or stay put. I mean,
Yeah.
my initial, if Petco hadn't pissed me off so much, okay, well, I will always say it. I credit them for giving me my start, and I appreciate that, and I will always be grateful for that. However, at the same time, I'm also grateful for them for pissing me off enough.
I'm right in the same boat. And I think almost every groomer that comes from corporate agrees with that. I'm eternally grateful for everything that I learned. I got a free education in less than 6 months that prepared me for a career for the rest of my life. But at the end of the day, they are a corporation. They care about numbers. That is their bottom line. And unfortunately, the dogs, in my opinion, they suffer for that. They do, and when I was at Petco, it got to the point where they were bringing down rules that you weren't allowed to kiss the dogs. You weren't allowed to pick the dogs up. The dogs are there for 8 hours with no food, no water, no walks. That's just not good to me. I wouldn't want my dog in a situation like that. I want to know that my groomer is loving on my dog and, giving him nicknames and taking him out to potty when he needs, not just a number in a box.
Yeah. Unfortunately, corporate rules are set because there was a problem somewhere.
Right.
Okay? I would remember that the store manager would come in with the sheet from corporate about some stupid rules. And you know what? I would look at it and toss it in the garbage.
Good. That makes me feel better about my Petco days. Well, it's nice when you have a manager that gets it. Like you said, you had a store manager that just kind of left you alone. And we had one like that for a while at Petco. And, if we had a dog that was too difficult or whatever the situation was that we felt like we needed to turn it away, he had our back on it. And that was great. That made us, feel a little bit more loyal to the store that, okay, we're not just like in here churning out dogs, like you actually care what we're doing. But then there's so many workers at corporate. Like you said, we also had an assistant manager who same thing. And he would just come in and bug us, and just every problem like would come to us with it. And like, we don't have anything to do with the store, or we'd have to go out into the store and like clean and do stock and do like regular Petco jobs, which is fine. I understand picking up slack, but that's not what I was there to do. I was there to learn to be a dog groomer.
No, and the way the pay structure was that either I earned minimum wage or I got commission.
Right. Is it? Okay.
So, but here's the problem. All right. If I'm making money on commission, okay, then I'm making money grooming. I'm not making money stocking shelves.
Right.
All right. That actually brings my pay down when I do.
Yeah. And when you think about it, okay, what did Petco pay for me to go through training for grooming if they just want me to stock shelves?
Exactly.
You are wasting your own resources putting them in the store on the floor,
There was one instance with the good store manager, right? So right of refusal. So I had a dog come in and I'm not grooming this dog. Okay. Dog is aggressive. And I can't do this dog.
Yeah.
And so the assistant store manager was like, oh, no, you need to do the dog. The store manager told him, you go help her.
Oh my gosh. Did he come help you?
Yeah. And let me tell you, that was the very last time he questioned my judgment.
Oh my goodness. People have no clue what goes into our job.
They really don't.
They don't. Well, I always tell people, it's not rocket science. I'm not a scientist. But do you really want to do this job yourself? Do you really want to fight your own dog for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours to wash it? Most dogs aren't interested in the bath. Like, sometimes it's just better to outsource that, because I guarantee your bathtub is not going to drain after washing your husky in it. Like, just bring it to me.
Yeah. I have a dachshund mix. Okay.
Do you?
Oh yeah, I will pay someone to cut his nails.
Is he a screamer?
One of them is I have they're siblings.
Oh.
One is a screamer. Okay. Who will scream the entire time you're cutting his.
Oh my goodness.
Then get on the floor and go, oh, hey, I'm walking better. Thank you.
Right. A little torture goes a long way. Okay.
Yeah, and the other one that needs to be muzzled, and we have, it's called a doggy lift system. So we can
Oh,
basically
nice.
so that with a muzzle, so that we can get his toenails clipped. You know what? This is no longer in my job description. Okay?
Like stringing them up.
Yes, string him up. We can hire someone to do this. You know that, right?
Right? So I always think, go ahead.
Anytime he goes to the vet, cut his nails. Okay. Yeah, thank you. I know what he's like. If you quicken, I'm not gonna have a cow over
Oh
there.
no. Those little dogs, they know they gotta be tough. Oh,
And my
shoot.
other two little ones, they're fine.
Are they? What kind?
Yeah.
What kind are your little other ones?
I have a min pin,
Do you?
and then I have a min pin mix.
Oh, I saw one of them on your lap there.
Oh yeah. Hold on. Come on, boo-boo.
In your shirt. Oh, what a cutie.
There.
Oh, what a
I know we woke you up.
Yo, baby. I have a little long hair dachshund, and he's my heart dog. He's like with me all the time like that. He's right here on the floor.
Yeah, no, this is kind of where he lives.
Is it? He's like a little kangaroo in there.
Yeah, I know. What I like about being here in Washington is that it doesn't, I mean, we'll get some like really hot weather for like a really brief period of time.
Really?
Most of the time it's really comfortable.
Is
Okay.
it?
Yes. In fact, so that when it's, I don't know, summertime and I'm sitting in my office and he wants to sit inside the sweatshirt, I'm not dying.
Oh, shoot, that's cute. Are you from Washington?
No, I'm originally from New York, moved to
Okay.
Connecticut, and now out here in Washington.
Okay. What took you to Washington?
It's a pension-friendly state. They made my short list.
Okay. It looks beautiful there. I haven't been yet, but it's,
Well, I'm on the Pacific side.
are you?
Oh yeah, the eastern side gets a lot of snow.
Does it? Yeah, that's kind of what I've heard. Well, I'm a sucker for the ocean and the mountains, so I'm hoping to make my way up there this year, just to kind of bum around.
Oh, well, it's nice. We got the Tacoma show coming up.
Yeah, I know. I need to get like a whole list of all the shows.
Yeah, so, and I'm here, so I've got the trees right in front of me.
Oh, I love that.
The mountains are on the other
That
side.
is so nice.
And if I didn't have all of these trees in front of me here, I could probably see the bay.
Really? Oh my gosh. That is awesome. And I just love the trees there. They're big. You don't get big trees like that
No,
in a lot of areas.
I was corrected the first time I called them pine trees.
What are they?
They're firs.
They're firs. Okay. All right.
Apparently there's a distinction.
What's the distinction?
I think it's the size.
I think it's the size. Yeah. I think I actually was reading an article about Washington. It was today or yesterday, and it was actually about the fir trees. Yeah. So it's weird. They look beautiful.
No,
Well,
they're gorgeous.
I just drove since I went up to Groom Expo West. I'm in Tucson at my brother's, and I've been here for the last 6 weeks, and I drove the whole Pacific Coast Highway up, and it was beautiful. Even just the drive, it's like zens me out because it was like ocean on the left and then mountains on the right. It was so gorgeous. That was a great drive.
So we're going to take a quick commercial break. And we're back.
All right. Quick one.
Through the magic of editing, that commercial disappeared.
Do you edit yourself?
Yeah, which is why the only editing I actually do.
I just upload it.
Get that little space in there, upload it, and then take the space out. And that's
well, that's great that you're savvy like that, though. I love that. I love that you can do all that.
On the other podcast, the Traveling Groomers podcast, Chris edits that. I mean,
Does she? Okay.
Oh yeah, she's got the soundboard, and divides up with the one thing about Zoom is they could divide up the audio into
Oh,
different people speaking.
okay.
So she
That's
can,
nice.
yeah, and she can
Yeah.
go and edit out all the and parking.
Oh, that's how I am every time I'm on Instagram a lot for the extraterrestrial, and I'll post a video and I'll go back and I'm like, I said like 17 times in that video.
And you're probably the only one who noticed it.
I know, right?
And that's my theory on it too. I listen to things and I'm not paying attention. I'm listening to the
Right, you're
content.
just listening to what they're
I'm
saying.
not counting the number of somebody is
Yeah.
saying.
We're so much more self-critical than we need to
Oh,
be.
so one of the reasons I asked you here is because you have a little side business.
Yes, I do.
So tell me about that.
So I'm a mobile dog groomer. So my mobile dog grooming business is called A Dog's World. And I was grooming in Southwest Florida for about 7 or 8 years mobile. And I loved it. I fell in love with it. I hired my best friend, Kinsey Morgan, and we were grooming 15, 16 dogs a day. Really not even doing that long a days. We were just killing it. But it was also killing me. I actually was even trying to do self-care, trying to take time off. I personally was down to only working 4 days a week. I loved it. And then I thought, well, I only want to work 3 days a week. And then I kind of had to stop and look at that and realize, okay, I'm trying to work less. I'm trying to groom less dogs. And I had gotten divorced a couple of years ago, and I was living in Florida, which is not where I'm from. And so after my divorce, the house just kind of felt like a lot. So I sold that, and then I actually moved into my Wagon Tails van, and I closed my business in Florida. I gave my clients 3 months notice, which was very short, and went back home and lived with my parents for 2 years. And in that 2 years, I realized that I love art. My mom is an artist. That was kind of one of the ways that we always connected growing up. And I knew a little bit of graphic design. And I started drawing. I bought an iPad. I just thought, I need this. I need to start drawing. And when I did, I started drawing dogs. And that was kind of very subconscious. And all of my art was coming out as like dog grooming, like dog grooming stickers and dog grooming t-shirts. And so that is how the extraterrestrial was born. I had kind of made some stickers and pins in the past, but I kind of wanted to keep it separate from my dog grooming business just because I wasn't super sure what I was going to do. I wasn't sure if I was even going to go back to mobile grooming. But once I started doing the art, I kind of fell back in love with grooming. And so that was kind of nice. I'm really grateful for that. And now I'm actually mobile grooming again. I sold my van last year and upgraded to an RV. So I live and groom out of that. And then I have my sticker shop, the Extraterrestrial, and have been traveling around to the different groom expos. Groom Expo West was my second one. And it went great. There was a great turnout. There were so many people out there. Southern California is beautiful. I loved networking with people, just meeting other groomers face to face is so special.
Yeah, that was the first time I was at Groom Expo West too.
Was it? It was
Yeah.
great. There was so many people. It was, I mean, just bustling the whole entire weekend.
It was. For some reason, I was expecting like this small show, and I don't know why I thought it was a small show.
Right? In Southern California, I hardly saw a person's face twice. I mean, I heard people that didn't even get around the whole show.
Yeah, so I was at the California booth when I wasn't teaching. And so this retired groomer still bought stuff.
Really?
Oh.
You can't get away from it. Okay. This career gets its claws in you.
Well, I needed a muzzle for Cecil, my land shark, and I wanted to find like that duck muzzle.
Yes.
So I
Did you
found
find
something.
it?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
So now when he's trying to kill me, I'll be humorous.
You can at least laugh at him. Well, I like those better because I don't feel like they don't look as mean, which is important to pet owners when they see it. And I don't feel like it restricts their mouth as much. I like that. I'm so picky about muzzles.
Yeah, I am too. I'm not too crazy about
Yeah.
not too crazy about most muzzles.
Yeah. I quit using muzzles. I don't even own a muzzle. And I always tell people, well, if the dog is going to be that bad, then I just don't want to groom it. But if they have their own muzzle, if they think that the dog really is going to bite me and I'm still going to groom it, then I'll take the muzzle. you know. But,
Well, one of the things I had found while being mobile is those dogs that were poorly behaved in the shop did way better as
yes.
mobile.
Yes. I agree with that. Even when I went mobile, I did a lot of research. I probably researched mobile grooming for like 6 or 8 months just online. And I was still so shocked by how different the dogs were. Dogs that I had been grooming at Petco for 2 years, they were like different dogs at their houses. I couldn't even believe it.
Well, the whole basis for the holistic pet grooming book that I wrote with Daryl Connors was based on Pepe, the evil Chihuahua, because he had been banned for so many shops.
Oh no.
But in about 3 grooms, he went from being this really naughty boy to not needing a muzzle anymore.
They do, if you're able to give them the time that they need, most of them, not all of them, but
Well,
a
you know
lot of
what?
them, it's just that stressful environment and being away from their owner. They don't like that.
No, they were in a state of overwhelm.
Yeah. Yep.
And and especially the small dogs.
Yeah.
When they're overwhelmed, their first
Yeah.
reaction is to protect
Well,
themselves.
right. And because they're so small, their reaction sometimes is a lot bigger and a lot more vicious.
Well, on the flip side too, I had 2 shepherds who had to be express grooms when I worked corporate because one was fear aggressive and the other one was cage aggressive.
Oh no.
But they did well in a mobile van.
Did they? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Especially for German Shepherds, they don't like to be away from their owners at all. So I'm always like, that's one breed that I definitely recommend mobile for because they are looking for their owner 99% of the time.
Especially the females.
They are.
You
They
know,
are something else.
they are.
Yeah, absolutely.
I figured if I ever got a shepherd, it would be a female.
Would it be a female?
Would be
Yeah.
a female
Yeah.
because females will protect you to the day they die. Males will be like,
Take
Yeah.
her, I'm busy.
what, you are not intimidated by my size?
Right? No, that's a good point though. And some people really do prefer female dogs or male dogs. And
Well,
I think they are different. I think they exhibit different behaviors.
guys, girls are girls.
They are.
Doesn't
Girls
matter.
are girls.
It doesn't matter the species, okay?
I
So
agree.
those 2 shepherds, male and a female, okay? The female, it's like 3 is the magic number. 3 times she was like, if I behave, I'm out of here so much faster.
Right?
I think I'll be good. That male shepherd, till the day that dog died, fought me the entire journey.
Of course he did.
He did, because he didn't want to do
Oh
it,
show.
right?
And
Whereas
it's not easy to wrestle a German Shepherd either. Okay.
no, this is just like, you're a moron,
Oh, definitely
There.
been there.
Fine, you're in there. And I get better treats because she likes me better.
We had a German Shepherd at Petco. It was actually a male, and his daddy was his light. You couldn't do anything until this dog's owner completely left the parking lot. I mean, if he was anywhere in that store, the dog was just at the windows salivating, trying to get back to his owner. We couldn't even start him until they left.
So how is the extraterrestrial? How's that business going for you?
It's going good. I'm mostly on Instagram is kind of where I promote it mostly, and Facebook. And then actually my RV, I have the logo on the back as well as my dog grooming logo. So it's going good. I have actually connected and met with so many dog groomers. they love to buy the stickers and put them on toolboxes. They can go on your car. One thing I found when I started going to the dog grooming trade shows is I kind of have a very specific style that I wear. I don't wear a lot of bland colors or bland shirts. And I felt like a lot of the dog grooming products that I found, they were just very simple and basic and just like a white t-shirt that says dog mom. And that just wasn't quite my style. And I started looking online, like colorful dog grooming shirts, fun dog grooming shirts, and I just couldn't find anything that like fit my aesthetic. So I was like, well, I'm just going to start making them, and definitely heavily inspired by Lisa Frank, like anything colorful like that. And realized that a lot of other dog groomers my age love that stuff and they have been looking for that stuff. And some of my designs are kind of edgier. And like one of them I have Freddy Krueger, Cuts by Fred. So, you know, the horror genre is kind of smaller. So it's nice to be able to pull like some of those niche things that I love and combine them with dog grooming. And that's what the extraterrestrial is. And that's why I kept it separate from my dog grooming business, because I'm definitely inspired by like Earth and aliens and a lot of that weird stuff. And so I kind of just try to combine them for other dog groomers.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I like Cuts by Fred. I think that's pretty.
He's holding a pair of scissors, and because I always feel like the dogs think I'm Freddy Krueger. Like some of the dogs I show up and they hightail it. Like I'm like the mailman to them. Like, no matter how good the grooming goes, I'm Freddy Krueger to some dogs.
Yeah, but you know, some dogs put on a really good show too.
They do.
Misty the golden retriever would shake as mom was you know handing her off to me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, she's like, is she always like this? I go, no. This is an Academy Award performance here. Okay. I said, you know, just peek in about 2 minutes.
Right.
There's a second that door was closed. Okay. She was up on top of the table and then into the tub, and you could see her tapping her watch going, show's over, let's go.
Right. Get it over with. I feel like it's always a golden too, that they want their owners to think that you're torturing them. Yeah. And then they're the happiest dog, literally, when mom walks away, like, who's mom?
I can go home with you.
Like they don't care.
Yes, you know?
There's some dogs that do that every single time though, I found, especially with mobile. Like they definitely get used to you coming, and they would say that they would hear the truck coming and they would run and hide. And I'm like, what? Like this dog loves me. There's no way. Because once we get in that van, we are best friends.
Seriously. All right. I had a client with a cat that 10 minutes before the appointment, so I would call to tell her I was on my way. All right. So then she could start closing doors. Right? Because you know what, the vehicles have a vibration. And they pick up on that.
They do. They know what it is.
It's like they know when,
especially cats.
Yeah, they know when your car is pulling down the driveway.
Yeah.
All right. So when I lived in Connecticut, my husband would come home from work, and he's still probably a good 3-5 minutes away. All of a sudden, the dogs were like, Penny's coming.
Yeah.
And 5 minutes later, he was here.
He shows up
because they knew the vibration of that particular car.
They do.
So we're not hearing them. So yeah, they do.
Yep.
I had one golden retriever that literally would knock mom over trying to get to the van. That dog,
why did they do that?
But you know what? No, this loved his bath. Loved
it. They would just rather be at home playing ball or in bed. Like it's the same thing as me when I have to go get my nails done. Like I really don't want to, but I'm always happy when I leave.
Yeah, because they look good.
Yeah. I've definitely found myself in clients' homes, like crawling under their bed to pull their cats out.
Oh, no. I don't. Well, I've done that more than
yes, you have.
But you know what?
Not very good.
When I was younger, it was okay.
Yeah. Now I'm like, I'm not crawling under your bed today.
I'm crawling under your bed. It's why I called to tell you I am on my way.
Yeah.
For closing bedroom doors,
Oh, shoot.
I had
God.
one client who left her cat in the bathroom, but the bathroom had a laundry chute down to the basement.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Oh God. Did he get stuck in there?
No, he went down to the basement. We couldn't
He
find
went down to the basement.
that was the end of that.
Oh my
Put a
God.
stop to that was charging her for the grooming appointment. You know there's a laundry chute.
Right.
You know that.
Oh shoot.
So maybe another room might
So
be.
you had to leave without grooming him.
Yep.
Yeah. Been there.
We're not, yeah.
Lesson learned.
Yeah, but no, this is why we have signed paperwork stating.
Right. I showed up.
I was there. I pulled down your driveway.
Oh shoot.
Minimum charge applies when I pull down the driveway. Okay.
Oh
Uh,
my goodness.
But anyway, where do you see your business going, the extraterrestrial? Where would you like to see it go?
Well, all over the place. I kind of am still actually in a stage where I'm figuring that out. Because I do have it's kind of on that rolling uphill, and kind of getting some momentum. So I'm still kind of figuring that out, but I would love to continue mobile grooming. Like I said, I'm grooming out of my RV, and that gives me enough space to have all of my products with me. I've really enjoyed traveling to the grooming expos and setting up my booth there. So I'm hoping to just continue that for now. I kind of want to get into creative grooming in the future. And I think this is kind of also like not a stepping stone, but just like one more thing to kind of get to that point. Because I don't really want to get another dog right now to compete with. I feel like I would need to. So I'm kind of just writing this out and like enjoying all the downtime that I have. And just traveling between different cities has been great. I love camping. I love the outdoors. So I really enjoy my downtime just to draw stickers. I love it.
So what's the next trade show you'll be at?
The next trade show I'll be at is the Teton Groom Expo in Idaho Falls. And I went to that last year and it was great. It blew my mind how many people showed up for that show, especially being a small show. And Gabrielle Finney that put it on, she did an amazing job. She did really good. I like I said, I was just blown away. I couldn't believe the turnout. Amazing companies, so many friendly people. So I'm on that again this year, and I'm looking forward to that. I think it'll be even bigger this year.
But I'll see you there.
Yes, I'm excited. I'm ready.
Yes, and I'm literally coming back from vacation, getting my dogs from being boarded and getting in the car and heading out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where are you going on vacation?
I'm going on a cruise to Alaska.
Are you to Alaska?
Yep.
Oh my gosh, how fun. That's like a dream cruise.
Yeah. That was definitely a bucket.
Yeah, like a bucket list item. Are you gonna do like a whale? Like you think you'll see whales and stuff?
I can see whales right here.
Can you? Ah! I haven't seen one yet.
Yeah, no, we have the orcas here, and I think the pilot whales as well.
Whales? Oh my gosh. And you've seen them off the coast?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. See, that's the thing about Washington. I think if I come there, I'm not gonna leave.
Yeah, no, it's a pretty awesome place. I'm really happy I moved
Yeah,
here.
that's great. Well, I'm excited you're gonna do a vacation and then Groom Expo right after.
Yep.
That'll be fun. You'll be refreshed for that.
Yep. All right. So where do you see yourself, let's say, in 5 years?
In 5 years, I don't know. Maybe still traveling. I definitely want to keep travel as I like the idea of life being life, and then you have a job, rather than when I was full-time working in Southwest Florida, my job was my life. And then I really didn't have time for a lot of things that I enjoyed. So I just kind of want to keep finding balance between those and finding time for real connections with real people. And, if my sticker business is what keeps me active in the industry. It really, I mean, like I said, it kind of reignited my passion. If that's what keeps me in it, then I'm happy with that. I'm really content with what I'm doing right now. The mobile grooming, I don't think I'll ever stop mobile grooming. Because of the flexibility,
Yep.
you can go anywhere you want and do this job. People everywhere all across the globe have 5 dogs and they have cats. And so I don't know. I hope to continue doing that. Mobile grooming for sure is like my rock. It gives me everything that I need. And I want to see my stickers business blow up more. And I also offer pet portraits. I do digital pet portraits and I print those on big canvases for people. So I want to keep doing that because we create those for not only dog groomers and pet owners. I've had dog groomers have them made for clients whose dogs have passed away. So we'll do like a big memorial picture. So I just want to keep doing that. I love art and dogs. So if I can keep combining those, I'm good.
Okay, very good. So, Victoria, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to be here. I really appreciate it.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate you guys asking me. That's awesome.
And, everybody join us next week when I interview another woman making a difference in the pet industry.